Welcome to the 8th chapter of the book of Genesis. We're continuing in the flood, and it begins in verse 1, Ke anamanisti o Theos to Noah. And God, we'll underline that, 23:16, called to mind Noah. Ke panton ton therion, ke panton ton ketinon, ke panton ton petinon, ke panton ton erpeton. Osa in medavtu inti kivoto, and all the wild beasts and all the cattle and all of the winged creatures and all of the crawling things, as much as was with him in the ark. So God is now putting his mind, which it says, calling it to mind, to change what was going on from the flood to drying up the land. Ke epigagen o Theos pneuma epitigin. A pneuma, we have pneumatics. The word pneuma is strange here because normally the pneuma is associated with spirit or breath of God, and here it's wind. The normal word for wind is animos, the wind. But for some reason the translators of the Hebrew chose this word. Ke akopase to Ethor, and the water abated. Verse 2, Ke apokaliph thesan e pige tis avisu, and were revealed or uncovered. This is the same word as the apocalypse. Uncovered. The springs of the avisu, the abyss. These are derivatives. Ke e Katarakte, a cataract, a torrent. To Uranu, heaven. Uranus, the planet. These are the derivatives. Ke sines chithi o iatos, and the rain was constrained. Hayato, a rainy region. Apo to Uranu, from the heaven. The rain was constrained, so it's not falling like it was to make a deluge. In verse 3, Ke anadidhu to Ethor, porevomenon apo tis gis, and the water gave way, going from the earth. Ke ilatonunto to Ethor, meta pentikonta ke ekaton emeris, and the water was lessened after 50 and 100 days, and the raining before that may have added on to it. Ke akathasan e kivotos ento ebdomo mini, and the ark settled in the 7th mini, a mean. We have menstrual, menopause. Ebdomi ke ikadi to minos, the 7th and 20th of the month. Epi ta ori ta Ararat, which is Mount Ararat, which is attributed to be in Armenia, over and towards Turkey. And whether it's not it's the same one, I don't know, but it's attributed to be that one. And so you can look up these these months, and it gives when it started and it stopped, and you'll see that they were in the ark for quite a period of time. In verse 5, To de Ethor, hydro, water, pressure, porevomenon, ilatonunto, eos to decato minos, and the water going forth lessened unto the 10th month, decato. So now it's going into the 10th month. Decato, we have a decade, so we'll underline that one for a derivative. Goes along with our book English derivatives of the Greek New Testament. Unless it has a decimal point after it, it won't be in the book, because the words with decimal points, like up here katarakte, only appears in the Old Testament, and the book was put together about 20 years ago just for the New Testament. And it continues in 5, T proti to minos, and in the first of the month, Ophtheson e kephale ton oreon, the mountains, or the heads of the mountains appeared, the tops of the mountains. In verse 6, Ke egeneto meta tessarakonta imeris, And it came to pass after Tessara 4 and T days, Eneoxe Noe tin Theritha tis kivo 2. So the ark had a window in it. It doesn't say the door. He opened the window. In epise, which he made. Ke apestile ton koraka to edin e kekopake to ethor. He sent forth a crow to see if the water abated. In verse 7, Ke exelthon uk anestripsen eos to xiranthine to ethor apo tis gis. And going forth it returned not until the drying of the water from the earth. So it's out there flying around, I guess, for that period of time. I'm not exactly sure I understand why it says this, but it didn't return. But the other birds do, as we find out here in the next verse, verse 8. Ke apestole tin peristeran, opiso av tu, edin e kekopake to ethor apo tis gis. And he sent the peristeran, the dove, after it, to see if the water abated from the earth, the same thing. In verse 9, Ke uk evrusa ti peristera anapavsen tis posin aftis, anestripse pros afton istin kivoton. And the dove, not finding rest for her feet, returned to him in the ark. Maybe the crow died, I don't know, flew so far and couldn't land. But anyway, the second bird returned, but it couldn't find a place for its feet. O the ethor in epi pan to prosopon tis gis, for water was upon all the face of the gis, the geology, the earth, gi. Ke ek tinas tin hira, hand, and stretching out the hand, chiropractor is a derivative, and stretching out the hand, eleven aftin pros afton. He took her to himself. So he just sticks out his hand and the bird lands on it. Beautiful scene. Ke isiga gen aftin istin kivoton, and he brought her into the ark. In verse 10, Ke episkon eti imeris epta eteris, and waiting still another 7 days, Palin exapestile tin peristeron ek tis kivo 2. Again he sent out the dove from the ark. Ke anestripse prosavton e peristera, and the dove returned to him. Ke iki philon eleas carphos into stomati aftis, and she had a twig of an olive leaf. Philon, a phylum, is a derivative. Ke egno noe oti kekopake to ethor apo tis gis, and Noah knew that the water abated from the earth. Verse 12, Ke episkon eti imeris epta eteras, and waiting still another 7 days, Palin exapestile ton peristeran. Again, he sent out the dove. Ke u prosethete to epistrepse prosavton ati. And she proceeded not to return to him again. So now the bird is flying around.